When did the SUV become so precious?
Oh, I've been shaking. I love it when you go crazy. You take all my inhibitions. Baby, there's nothing holding me back. You take me places that tear up my reputation. Manipulate my decisions. Baby, there's nothing holding.
Free your SUV. Go further than ever before, now with a 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty on all Ford SUVs.
I'm Anita McLaren from the Black Sticks hockey team, and I'm joined here by Mark Stafford from the TAB, who's got a great offer for us.
I have, and what it is, if you're a hockey fan, which you are clearly because you're watching this, if you haven't got a TAB account, download our app, really simple, and deposit $20. And when you do that, put in the code HOCKEY, and what happens then is we will match that $20, so your balance will be $40, and we'll give Hockey New Zealand $20 as well.
Wow, that's a pretty cool offer. So if you start up a new account, deposit $20, the TAB will give you $20 and also give Hockey New Zealand an extra $20.
That's right, and so what they can do with that is develop grounds like this all around the country, develop the youth. Hockey's a growing game, that's why we're behind it. We love it. Hope you have some fun.
And applause for a special recognition for an individual player's milestone, and it's a pretty big milestone too. Anybody who can play 100 games for their province or for their side is very successful. Jason Niles is doing that for Canterbury today in this game, and Paul, it's the game that no team wants to play in, does it? The losing semi-finalist, but I don't think that applies when Canterbury are playing Auckland.
Oh, this is the old dogs. The old war dogs are coming out today. Tell me when the Canterbury-Auckland game's never fired up and there's going to be some action. I know Canterbury will be absolutely livid about losing yesterday to North Harbour, and they'll be wanting some reward out of this tournament.
Yes, and I think that Auckland too will be absolutely livid, conceding 2 goals in the last minute in what was an exciting semi-final to the capital. And it probably didn't help the Auckland cause either, because Devon Manchester has been suspended because of some actions in that game yesterday, and so they won't have their international goalkeeper available for them today. But as we say, you can imagine that a game between these two sides will be a very, very fast and furious game. Look at the international players that they've got in that Auckland side: Aaron Panchia, Jared Panchia, Kieran O'Connor. There are others who've had international commitments. Jacob Smith has played for New Zealand, while Canterbury, well, there's a mixture there, isn't there? There's some relatively new players, but a lot of experience. Dominic Newman, David Bryden and George Ennison, along with Sam Lane, have had international experience.
All internationals, all sitting around the 30 to 50 test matches. And then you've got the old the dogs like Brad Shaw, who's, you know, I'm not sure what Brad's, but certainly around the 150 tests, and he's an important part of the Canterbury outfit.
Nearly as old as you and I, Brad, but he still plays a fairly mean game of hockey, doesn't he? He's basically done just about everything. There are times when he's been overlapping up to the front to get into the strike zone. He's had to put the shirt on when they've swapped the keeper off and been the kicking fullback, or whatever they call them now, with the replacement.
Absolutely, and I've seen Brad actually he's quicker than a lot of the strikers on bringing the ball forward.
Yeah, long strides, you see. There's the start for Auckland with the ball on a sunny day, but a bit of wind blowing here at the National Hockey Stadium as Auckland come away with the ball down towards the left wing side, but they can't control it over the back line. The thing about this game too, as being a game of beaten semi-finalists, it's a mental game, isn't it? We know the skills of these players. They're outstanding players, but it's who overcomes the disappointment of the loss yesterday.
Yep, and that'll be important. And Canterbury's got the rub on Auckland with all the pre-season stuff. Completely thrashed in some of the pre-seasons, and through the pool play, again, Canterbury I think came out on top. However, it was on a shootout, and the Auckland team is on the improve.
The testing out process at the moment, you don't see too much shown by sides in the early stages. I think once it gets down to the last quarter and scores are pretty tight, we may well see some innovation from the team, but at the moment it's Canterbury pushing it up towards the 25 of Auckland, and a chance at goal and a score.
And that was Richard Bain with this finish.
So, a goal already for Canterbury, and very weak in defence. Auckland there, weren't they?
It looked a little bit too simple, but good ball coming across into the inside right lane. Wee jinks across the front, and Baino just let it rip.
Yes, well, that's a very positive start by Canterbury. So Auckland have got to respond in some form. They've got players capable at the attacking zone, but at the moment they're conceding possession to Canterbury. Coming down through the centre of the field, down towards right. Connolly with the ball for Canterbury. Gets it taken from him though, and it's Kingston who's at the back there. Panchia, and a little bit of close triangular movement of the ball, but they can't get under control. Another chance at goal, and this one is deflected. No, it's not. It went over the back. It was deflected. Yes, it's a long corner. I thought he was doing a 16, but so attacking prowess from Canterbury seen very early. Auckland will want to gather their defensive forces together. They'll know what Canterbury has on offer. Here they come forward again. Shot from just outside the circle, kicked away by the Auckland keeper today.
So that's Matthew Van Aert.
Van Aert, who wouldn't have had too much.
He's had nothing. He's had nothing this week, but he's a good wee keeper. He's actually a promising umpire as well. But yeah, he's in the New Zealand development frame as well. I'm
not sure whether that's what teams need as promising umpires. They do a lot of that out on the park as it is.
Umpires see a lot of hockey. We're pretty good at it. We help the umpire too sometimes.
Yes. Well, unfortunately, I think that's probably what cost Devon Manchester was umpiring out on the park, and he's been given a suspension. So here come Auckland now with a chance, and a 3-on-3 chance across. Here's Auckland. Shot at goal, saved by the keeper, and getting back there to defend is Bradley Shaw very quickly. Gets the ball down towards the right wing side, and they play it forward. Punch up. quickly into centre field. And Shaw once more dispossesses the Canterbury attack. Out left. Forward there to... Oh, nice piece of work.
Oh, that's Sam Lane.
Deep on the back line, Sam Lane.
I thought that was going for a 16.
Yeah, well, he's a dangerous man. He pops up in that circle regularly. That's his position, but he can be a real danger. Here's Auckland trying to get it clear.
And of course, Sam's coming back off quite major surgery and injury in the last 12 months, so he's looking promising again to get back that New Zealand form that he's be looking for.
Well, there's a penalty corner. Well, that's the sad fact of international hockey. The more hockey you play, the injuries seem to...
Yeah, he had a very interesting, knee kept dislodged, or a piece of bone dislodged, and had to be reattached twice.
Oh, just a minor adjustment. So, the discussions are around who's going to take what. Looks like Dominic Newman is the man who will feed out from the back.
Yeah, dominant, probably their first injector for the Canterbury team. But Canterbury need to find something here, because yesterday they were a wee bit disappointing with their corners, and it cost them dearly.
Well, Richard Vane is one of them, isn't it? That will.
So we got Sam Lane with the drag. And
there's a Lane who fires it at the save by Van Aert, and it's a long corner. Here they come again, Auckland. Canterbury, I'm sorry. Towards the circle, Connell gets right inside the circle, takes it to the back line. The keeper's out to get the pads and lie on the deck. It's pushed over the back line and calls for a penalty corner.
So Connell probably needed to actually just give that ball a little bit quicker rather than allow the ball to go into Van Aert. Probably a wee bit lucky to get away with the corner, because that was a wee bit of ill-discipline from Auckland, just punching it over the base when they didn't need to. They actually had time. Canterbury weren't anywhere near the ball.
So they'll have another penalty corner attempt. Once more, the huddle. Most of the time they've been across to have a word with the coach. What do we do this time, coach? I don't think it really matters about showing too many of your skills. This is the last game of the year for many of these players, and most of the goalkeepers know how to defend anyway. They know what they're facing. Here's Newman out from the back, and another flick towards the goal, and deflects to the goal, off the keeper, and into the goal. Sam Lane was the man, I think, with that one, and that is the second goal for Canterbury.
Goodness me. This is starting to reminisce of 3 or 4 weeks ago when they first came together.
Well, here it is, the replay, and it's off the keeper's pads.
Yeah, I think it came from the inside of his boot, so his boot,
yes.
Boot might have been just angled in a wee bit, so it deflected in rather than out.
2-0.
Matthew will be very disappointed with that.
Auckland have a lot ahead of them now.
Well, we're not even in the first fight. We haven't even completed 5 minutes of the game yet.
Well, that, to a certain extent, goes back to the psychological impact of yesterday's game, and you've got to pick yourself up pretty quickly. Here comes Canterbury away, down the right wing side, straight into the leg of that player who is Dawson, and he's down on the deck.
Yeah, it was that horrible child of mine.
Well, that's what happens when you get your legs in the way, just a little bit too close, and the attempt to try and play it inside the circle took the leg. It'll be a free hit to Canterbury.
I think he just needs to come off. He's in pain. He just needs 5 minutes, just on a bit of ice, just to get it sorted. He'll be right.
Well, in this kind of game, you don't want to carry any injury any further. There's still a lot more to be played. Get a rub down. Here's the free hit taken towards the top of the circle, and another attempt at goal from Sam Lane, patted away by the keeper. Canterbury still in possession of the ball, lose it. Man who comes away with it is Fraser. Panchia. It's Aaron Panchia. Now Auckland come forward. There's plenty of defenders there, but they moved it very quickly and very straight, direct. Fraser, poor pass, went behind the player that he was looking for. Houston. Bradley Shaw, Mr. Reliable at the back, strong defender. Finds the player he's looking for to go out right, but they lose possession of it, Canterbury, and Auckland come away very quickly. They've got to look for some ability to hold on to the possession. They've lost it and given it away too many times. Bradley Shaw again. Nice ball forward, just missed by Lane, and will go over the back line. That's a 16.
Sam will be very disappointed with that. That was a great opportunity to keep moving forward. And Bradley, the old war dog, just showing his class.
Well, the overhead ball played down towards Canterbury territory. Slight bobbling of the ball on the turf before it's brought under control by Canterbury. And once more they come away quickly. Down the left wing side. Doesn't manage to find Wakeling.
So Wakeling's a local boy, ex-Wairarapa boy, just at university in Canterbury at the moment.
Yeah, well, of course, that's the way of hockey, isn't it? That players have to go out to university or move up and down the country. There's Jacob Smith playing for Auckland as a former Wellingtonian.
Okay.
Played in Wellington. That wind is getting very blustery.
Yeah, but I think the playing conditions on the turf aren't too bad.
Oh, very pleasant down there. Sun shining. Auckland come away with possession. Now there's a chance. A lot of defenders back though for Canterbury, and very quickly it's Crooks who took it towards the circle but then loses possession. Once more the pressure's on. They push it out towards the right line. Bradley Shaw once more tries to clear the ball away, takes a foot, and the player goes down as well for Auckland. That's Smith, the man we were talking about before.
Yeah, I think he just got, as Shaw just came through with the follow through on the pass, he just got cleaned up.
Yeah, Shaw again. Doesn't quite find the distance that he wanted from the head out, but it slows the momentum of the attack down. It means that Auckland have got to reset and start again. Here they come down the left wing side. The man that went off injured is back on the field now, loses possession of the ball but obstructed, so he gets another free hit. Is Dawson. And Dawson looking for somewhere to play it. There's a lot of defenders to get round.
Canterbury, your sideline had Canterbury are really aggressive pressing, very aggressively pressing these guys, so Auckland are having to work hard to get through.
Free hit in centre field. Now the ball's played out towards the left wing side. Nice bit of movement, but good defensive effort there. Diving and sprawling to clear the ball over the back line for a long corner.
So I think we're seeing how Canterbury want to play this. They're not going to give Auckland an inch.
No, I would imagine that's the same in any sport you want to mention.
Yeah, we had the pleasure of a couple of weeks ago with Mr. Patel and Meister going head-to-head in Christchurch in a lovely evening when the boys brought out their stats about the 70s and 80s. Fantastic.
It's inside the circle. Chance now for Auckland, just looking for a player to deflect it to. Oh, just good deflection too, but the keeper right on the money. George Ennison,
The rig.
who is captain of the side as well.
Yeah, he's been instrumental in the leadership of this team for many years now. He must be in his 8th or 9th season with the side.
Kingstone. Back to the big figure of Harmy Jones. That man wouldn't look out of place in a rugby scrum. He's a big boy, powerful corner hitter. Very difficult to get around in the defensive scenario as well. There he is again with the ball. Cross to Panchia. Harmy Jones again down the right wing side. Just doesn't find the link. But at least there were signs that Auckland were starting to hold a bit of possession and getting a movement of the ball forward. That's what they need to do to try and create pressure. They're 2-0 down at the moment. One from a field goal, one from a penalty corner. Just under 5 minutes to go till the end of the first quarter.
Strong challenge on Bain there, just equal to the task.
Not sure whether there's a chance inside the circle again for Canterbury with the ball and tucking it towards the back line. Again, takes a foot, goes over the back line for a penalty corner.
Yeah, that's Dominic Newman just keeping control of the ball, finding the foot, take the set play.
2-0 and another chance for Auckland. I was just wondering whether Jared Pancher is playing. Aaron is there as the captain of the side, and Jared came on yesterday.
Oh, I'd be surprised if he's not floating.
Yeah.
But you never know with the...
Well, he's been injured, of course, and he's missed a fair bit of this tournament.
Oh, has he?
Yeah.
Right.
So, Newman, same bodies at the top to try and convert from the penalty corner. Comes out. Here it is now, and nice layoff, and still a chance at goal, but it's raised. Danger, says the umpire, and so it's a free hit.
Yep. Yeah, their German almost looked like it was an obstruction there at the top, so I'm surprised that Auckland weren't screaming for a defensive hit anyway.
Happens just about every penalty corner, doesn't it?
Come on. Now you're being harsh. Good counter-attack here from Auckland, though.
Well, they need to try and create something in the attacking zone. Good movement across the park, but unfortunately there was no one there to take it. Did it not deflect off a Canterbury stick?
No.
Must have. Straight from Auckland.
So John Spence with a restart.
There's a brother of an umpire too, isn't he?
Yeah, Andrew, I think he resides in Wellington now.
He does, yes.
I presume he's still umpiring.
Yes, he has been doing local umpiring. I haven't seen a lot of him.
He used to be very much on the NHL scene.
He's done international games too, I think, isn't he?
You're probably right too.
The odd one, I think.
So Canterbury just coming down that right-hand side there where they're finding space. I'm surprised.
Well, of course, it's a strength of the game, isn't it? A strong right-hand attack. As Auckland trying to get clear, but once more there are numbers for Canterbury.
Just a wee bit scrappy here. Both sides just need to actually get control of the ball and just drop it out and just reset.
Free hit for Auckland. Panchia takes it onto a player who hadn't departed the 5 metres, although I suppose to a certain extent he probably had. He wasn't encroaching.
Yeah, at this level here they'll push the 5 metres a lot harder than you'll see at other grades, so a little bit more leniency from the referees, umpires possibly. And
It's a long corner.
I think you saw there that often you'd see that with a green card, so they realised that it wasn't intentional.
I think that usually comes when the game's a little more tense than it probably is at the moment, isn't it?
Correct.
And the intention, therefore, is to slow play down. Here's, no, that's
Well controlled by Bradley.
coming from the right wing side. That's
This is Newman coming forward now.
Ayuk. Nice ball forward.
And he's got it out.
Lovely
Support
debate.
outside.
Oh, getting back and working hard to get back to good defensive effort.
Payne would be disappointed with that. I think he was trying to get that pass through. Connell. Back to Spence. You notice here we've got Brad Shaw just about on the baseline.
Yeah, he hovers up there at times in the attacking zone, generally towards the end of the quarter, perhaps.
Yeah, I just think it just shows you the speed and the confidence he has about going back, getting back if he needs to, and it creates that extra man on attack, which can be really dangerous for the defence.
Well, the end result is it's experience too, isn't it? He knows what his capabilities are. He knows what the team can cover. It's very much a game of making sure that the positions are covered, isn't it, and that the sectors of the ground are taken.
Oh, and he's got good experience down the back too. Jono Spence has been around a long time, so there's a degree of trust. They've played a lot together. George Connell too is a very experienced defender, ably assisted by a number of of the half line, and they interchange a lot more than they once did. You know, you'll see a centre mid, and the next thing they're playing a centre back as their centre defenders moving forward.
And Canterbury have got the freedom now with a 2-0 lead to push a few players forward if they feel so inclined.
Absolutely.
Here they come towards the end of the first quarter. They're 2-0 up and they push the ball forward. Auckland just looking to try and slow that movement down at the moment so that they can go with a 2-goal deficit and not have that extended at the moment.
Last 8 seconds, so that should be the end of the quarter for that.
So the hooter will come out of the box. There it goes, the hooter for quarter time. So the 2-minute break will be taken up with the two teams standing together, and we go back to the goals that were scored. The first one coming very early on from Bain, and that was a field goal inside the circle. Just a bit of untidy defence from Auckland. They weren't really organised and got that first goal. And then as the teams discussed the situation of the game, the other one was a penalty corner deflection off the keeper. But defending penalty corners is a very difficult assignment these days, isn't it? But there's some real skill in that, isn't there, for some of these players?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, that was old school, just keep it on the ground and mix it up. And the keeper would have to be disappointed with that. That was an inside deflection. So
what happens, though, of course, with the penalty corners, the power with which they are hit. You know, if you keep hitting with power, one of them's going to take a miss, isn't it? A slight miss and just a deflection. Happens quite often.
Well, we mentioned Bradley Shaw here. I can remember just training in the net with his brother Hayden.
Yeah.
And those drag flicks were as hard or as fast as anything that a man could hit. And they're flying.
Yeah, well, I enjoy watching the game from end on normally, you see, but if you go behind and you get too close to the penalty corners, you're likely going to cop one if they mishit it.
And there is a reason why the men these days, and the women, they do have to put on some protective gear in those defensive areas. I've seen some pretty nasty splits when guys have chosen not to wear the masks.
And you just have a look at the gear they wear now with what they used to wear 30 years ago. You know, you remember poor old Trevor Manning. There was nothing but cricket pads, I think he was wearing at the time.
And there was not much protection in the knee for those.
No, and a box, that was it, a protector.
Different age, they were made hard.
My word. Here's Auckland starting the second quarter, and a bit of a clash, but they'll get the free hit from that one. As coming forward to do the free hit is Kingstone, who's been a significant part of their defensive play. Panchia forward down the right wing side, deflected over the back line. That'll be a long corner. Dawson, Harley Jones out to the right to Hari, and Anderson clears the ball away right towards the back line. Free hit for Auckland. This is a better start for them. They've got to try and build some. It's not a free hit, in fact it was a long corner, went over the back line. Harmy Jones, Tanchia, and again a drive into the circle which is deflected away, and that may well have been what Auckland were talking about at the half-time break. They've got to retain possession and they've got to be a bit more positive around the circle area.
Yeah, indeed.
Canterbury looking to try and clear out of their own territory, get a free hit. This game being live streamed. There's a free hit for Auckland live stream. So too the finals this afternoon, the men's and women's finals. Hockey New Zealand and Wellington Hockey. I'd like to thank the following sponsors and partners. We'll go through those sponsors for you in a moment. There's one right wing side down towards the 25, across towards the left wing side and mishit. Four of the naming right sponsors of the Ford National League: Vantage, principal partner of Hockey New Zealand; Educare, New Zealand Community Trust, Trillion Trust, Absolutely Positively Wellington City Council, and Wellington Hockey. Here's Auckland. Again, a deflection falls to a Canterbury stick.
I think we found that Auckland's just settling down their defence. Canterbury find a bit of more hard work just actually to penetrate at the moment.
Smith just takes one on the foot, so they get inside the 25, but the defender's getting back and getting a bit more structure. There's a couple of players hovering, as they always are, in the keeper's eye line. Again, Canterbury get a free hit. No.
They'll be calling within the 5. The Canterbury players didn't retreat enough.
Right, here's Auckland coming out of defence again. Dawson just holds the ball. It played a significant role in yesterday's semi-final. Dawson, here he is again, taking a leadership role as well in the centre of the park, pretty much for Auckland, but at the moment they're struggling to get their score sheet started. Canterbury already have 2 from the first quarter. Auckland. Smith looking for players to support, but there's plenty of defenders there. They closed that down very quickly. There's a player running high. Canterbury come away again. Connell. Out onto the left wing side. Harmy Jones is there. Left wing side, Kingstone. Back to Kenny. Harmy Jones again. Looking to set up something. Canterbury looking to put that offensive press on so that they can't get the ball clear, and they're having a little bit of difficulty at the moment as it's played forward. Nice ball, but it's not controlled. It's a good move.
Yeah, but you are seeing some aggressive pressing from Canterbury, and that is causing the turnovers. That's a poor pass from Bryden. Intercepted.
Oh, they still managed to get it back though and get inside the circle once more. Auckland are there in numbers. I think they've got their defensive structure better organised than they had in the first couple of minutes. Get a free hit inside their own territory. Played out towards the left. And as Ishvar gets a shove in the back from Connell. Bit of free hit for that.
Mr. Connell was probably very lucky to be still standing there. I don't think the ref saw that just quite as clearly as the rest.
He needs a video replay, doesn't he?
No, Mr. Connell well. He's very good at it.
Bradley Shaw coming well forward and trying to link up with Shaw. Yes, he's got it too. Take it towards the 25, but Auckland scrambling it clear. Once more, they've got to try and start something from the back. But that pressure from Canterbury at the moment is just slowing down every movement. They haven't got quite the attacking structure they want. This time there's an interception from O'Connor. And, poor release. Ball inside the circle. That was Sam Lane. Who would have been thinking it was Christmas to get a pass like that in that situation.
Oh, absolutely. So,
ball out towards centre field, up towards halfway. Coming forward to it is Ross. Canterbury. There's Spence. Back to Connell. There's been a slight change. He's been pushed a little bit further back, and I presume Bradley Shaw is up a little bit higher, or has he been substituted?
He might be just given a wee rest, but I mean that's what we were talking about earlier. You know, Canterbury under Jones, those 2 layers very, very efficiently, and they're all comfortable with that.
Again, another sloppy release, and Canterbury snaffled it very quickly inside the circle. Chance for him, shot at goal, and scores!
That's Josh Pollard, I think.
Pollard with a power stroke. The ball deflected away, and it was a lovely movement from the right wing side, right at the back line, across the face of the goal, and Pollard, that was power.
So there, that was just across from Bryden, and it came across a bit sloppy and deflected off, and a one-timer from Pollard. That's great. Now, I think Josh is the import from Australia, and has really added value to the Canterbury side. Just give them a wee bit more punch in their strike line when they had some real good New Zealand punch there anyway.
Yes, well, when you get the freedom to take a shot like that, particularly on the forehand too.
We've got to be honest, we love it when strikers pull the trigger and let it rip.
Yes. and you don't often see it to the same extent these days with the number of players in and around the circle, but it doesn't take long. And it showed in the semi-final last night that, you know, the game's not over with a minute to go.
Absolutely. Well, and of course you've got the stoppage of time, so, you know, those two goals I think were scored within 17 seconds of each other.
Yeah. A minute to go, and Capital were 1-0 down. They won the game 2-1. Here's Dawson. It's cross to the right side, but again Canterbury snaffle possession, and once more some good direct running towards the 25. Falls for...
here we go, we've got Jackson on the base. What can he produce here? Yep, penalty corner. So Moss Jackson, just a new debutant for the Canterbury side this year, just coming out of high school.
So 3-0.
So this must be about the fifth Canterbury corner here. They've got a couple, no, we've just got one off them, haven't we?
Yes, Sam Lane getting that one. Bit of a, what sort of barrage have they got this time? The hit out's going to come from Pollard. Is it Sam Lane the first offering? No, goes out to the right. And
That's a nice save.
nice save from the keeper. Summers was the man who had the responsibility as the wind picks up.
Still going to get into the mix-up. Oh no, couldn't find his striker.
So 16. Ball played out towards the centre, Kingstone. He's had an influential role as well as he's played forward. Links up well with the striker, but there's plenty of Canterbury defenders there. They seem to have a stronger defensive structure at the moment, and much better organisation than we've seen from the Auckland defence.
This is looking promising too, just coming down the left-hand side. Baines high, and we've got strikers getting in there now. If he'll roll that, that's smart hockey rather than just giving it away.
Yeah, it came from a foot, helped by Bain across the face of the goal. Good save by the keeper, but still under pressure. Auckland have got the defences there to get the ball clear. They probably did, yes, they deserved a free hit from that because it came from Canterbury foot. Advantage being played by
It's Bevan Nichols.
Bevan Nicol. Man, I think has also had some international experience.
Yeah, no, he's got his international badge. He's done a few. He was heavily involved in the series in Tauranga and the Waikato in January this year for the Four Nations.
Right.
He had very good series across a couple of weekends.
Here's Auckland again, looking for an opportunity to create something up front. They had plenty of strikers there, but they're not able to get the ball easily in towards that circle. Here's an interception. But
here's Jackson. He'll try and link with his striker.
Again, straight off a foot. Once more, the advantage is being played. No advantage, so they'll have a free hit just inside the 25.
The pressure just continues to build on Auckland. They're just not responding at the moment.
They're getting back in numbers now to try and get some defensive structure. It's played out to the centre of the field. Looking for a left side attack. Auckland clear it away momentarily, but it's still Canterbury's ball. 4 minutes to go till half-time. 3-0 is the lead for Canterbury. It's not often that Auckland would be that far behind at this stage in a game.
No, absolutely not. Good clearance though from Auckland. And,
come again through O'Connor.
But again, Canterbury got numbers back. You know, they're out muscling their the numbers wide.
Well, it's the positional play of their defence. Here's Auckland coming inside the circle. Chance for them now. Cross the face, flick towards goal. Can't get the stick on the ball, and it goes across the sideline. That'll be a free hit for Canterbury to clear. Once more, it was from an Auckland stick. clearance made to Auckland. They've got another chance, but under pressure. Lane gets in the way, and then Dawson has to return. He gets the free hit. Tanchia will take it. Looking for players, and they sort of look as though they're playing the long game at the moment, aren't they? The overhead and the long game. And Canterbury have got the strength in the centre of the park.
Oh, well, they do have a strong midfield and with a lot of experience. I mean, you're sitting there with Blackstick, you're sitting there with an Australian. I think the boy Josh Pollard's in the mix for the Australian side. Jason Knowles, an experienced midfielder. And then you've got Connell just coming forward when necessary, and he's also played international hockey.
So hence we see the Canterbury dominance at the moment as Auckland are playing a more of a scrambling game. They need to try and get some real structure about their game at the moment.
I think you've actually nailed it. There's just more structure from Canterbury at the present moment in time.
Ball with Ross, across to Spence. Oh, straight onto a stick. No, onto a foot. Oh, yes. Must have been a stick. High?
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Well,
everyone just gets on with it.
Well, there's no point in arguing. Whoop, there's a foot.
Oh, there's always a point. But you're going to lose.
Yes.
Are you still umpiring yourself?
No, not at the moment.
Here's Lane.
Lane. Oh! That was a very acute angle. Sometimes you see those goes, and most of the time they go in from deflections, don't they?
Yeah, I think I just would have liked to have seen him just see if he could find the pass to Newman on that post rather than just tonk the heck out of it.
Yes, well, there's enough defence there to move the goal back a couple of centimetres as well, so they've had to re-straighten that. Bevan Nichols decides that he wants to just bring the play under control, and immediately there's Harmy Jones takes the power hit, and there again is a long hit, but the structure is missing. Canterbury. Show that man.
And see the height that Canterbury got.
Totally short.
Probably off the screen here, but we've got two Canterbury highs basically on base.
Yeah. And you can afford to do that, can't you, when you're 3-0 up?
Well, you can, and also it's a structure Canterbury obviously playing.
Bradley Shaw again gets the ball clear, deflected by an Aucklander over the sideline. Just over a minute till the half time, and Canterbury will be happy with the way they're going. It'll be a long team talk for the Blues. There's a long corner deflected off a defender's stick.
Love the skill from Bradley Shaw here, just doing deception onto the slide pass.
Connell back to Shaw.
We try and get this into the mix-up.
Nicely to Lane. It's a free hit. Has to take it 5, does so, then takes it right to the back line, looking for a way around the defender. Good defensive work there by Panchia, and he manages to slow the momentum down and get a 16 as it's pushed over the back line. Auckland have got a man running high. They need to try and make use of that person pretty quickly.
I'd imagine there'll be a high ball coming through here shortly, whether it be an overhead or a long pass.
Well, there's Panchia. Gets the ball back. I don't think they've got enough time at the moment the way they're going. Then it's played forward, but Connell is there to get the pass. Too often they've turned over possession when they've been trying to set something up, Auckland. Canterbury have come away with power. Here's a chance just before the half-time break. Lane with the ball, plenty of room, across the face of the goal, chance at goal, and scores!
And I think that's Bain, is it?
Bain again.
That was a beautiful passage of play.
Well, it was good use of the ball, wasn't it? The possession that you've got, and you give a player like Lane that kind of space. Here he comes. Look, no one near him.
Lovely pass back.
Perfect. And you give the keeper a little chance. 4-0, 3 seconds to go until half-time. And the hooter goes. The players, particularly the Auckland players, will be happy to head off to their... Well, they may not be happy to head off to their team talk, because it could be quite a strong team talk. Canterbury can walk over comfortably and casually because they're ahead by 4 goals to nil.
Well, yeah, but in saying that, there's no casual. They need to actually make sure they come out after the second half and start how they finished. Teams can come back. We've seen that before.
Well, this coverage of the Ford National Hockey League finals is brought to you with the following sponsors. Ford, naming right sponsor for the Ford National Hockey League. Vantage, principal partner of Hockey New Zealand. Educare, New Zealand Community Trust, Trillion Trust, Absolutely Positively Wellington City Council, and Wellington Hockey. We'll be back for the third quarter for you very soon. At the moment, though, it's Canterbury ahead by 4 goals to nil.
When did the SUV become so precious?
Oh, I've been shaking. I love it when you go crazy. You take all my inhibitions. Baby, there's nothing holding me back. You take me places that tear up my reputation. Manipulate my decisions. Baby, there's nothing holding.
Free your SUV. Go further than ever before, now with a 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty on all Ford SUVs.
McLaren from the Black Sticks hockey team, and I'm joined here by Mark Stafford from the TAB, who's got a great offer for us.
I have, and what it is, if you're a hockey fan, which you are clearly because you're watching this, if you haven't got a TAB account, download our app, really simple, and deposit $20. And when you do that, put in the code HOCKEY, and what happens then is we will match that $20, so your balance will be $40, and we'll give Hockey New Zealand $20 as well.
Wow, that's a pretty cool offer. So if you start up a new account, deposit $20, the TAB will give you $20 and also give Hockey New Zealand an extra $20.
That's right, and so what they can do with that is develop grounds like this all around the country, develop the youth. Hockey's a growing game, that's why we're behind it. We love it. Hope you have some fun.
So half-time in the bronze medal match between Canterbury and Auckland. It's all Canterbury at the moment. 4-0 they lead as the turf gets watered for the second half, and Canterbury have really just shown total dominance over Auckland in this game. And it's, as we mentioned earlier, it's one of those games very hard to get up for mentally, but it hasn't been a problem for Canterbury. I think Auckland are the ones who might well have been celebrating a finals berth with a minute to go in their game last night, and the hangover from that has probably come out into their play today. So that's what the National Hockey Stadium looks like. Here's the first goal from a penalty corner. Sam Lane getting that one, a deflection.
Yeah, just we deflect off the inside of the boot from
Bernard.
Yeah, he would have been pretty disappointed about that.
Here's the last goal, and this is an excellent piece of work. Look at that. Lovely timing of the pass, placement. The keeper really is given very little chance. I mean, it's a hard enough job as it is, but when you give two players the freedom to take shots like that, then you have a lottery from the keeper's point of view, and that was the case for Van Aert there. And it goes back to the old adage that we used I used when I was coaching young kids. It's not the keeper's fault, it's the defence around them that creates the problems a lot of the time. You don't blame the keeper, it's everybody's fault when there are defensive lapses like that.
Oh, well, Lane was given way too much space and room, and it just allowed Canterbury to come forward. Bain was in great position. He didn't muck around with it either. He placed the shot well. Van Aert had no show. And if he'd pulled it off, it would have been an incredible save. But, he's getting a lesson today, unfortunately.
Well, the Canterbury team are coming out from under the pavilion over there, the changing rooms. They don't want to come out yet because there's a shower from the hoses, and I don't blame them for waiting for that to stop. It's quite cool, and there's a breeze blowing, and that shower of water to water the turf just is a deterrent.
Say that again. You call us a breeze in Wellington, is it?
Yeah, it's just a breeze. Sorry, the wind doesn't blow where you come from?
No, only in November. I
think I've been down that way.
I think you've been there a few times.
Yes. No, it's a fact of life when you're living on the coast, like where New Zealand, Wellington's placement in New Zealand is concerned.
To be fair, Wellington's actually put on a pretty decent week for National Hockey League. There hasn't been really any disruptions with the weather, and you've just got to take that as a positive.
Yes. Well, Sam Lane, the man who scored the first goal, and he's now out there with his partners in crime, I suppose, all sitting there hovering to try and take an opportunity at goal scoring. Some of the Canterbury players have still remained over there because I don't think they've been able to get the hose turned off.
And Sam Lane, on his comeback tour or comeback tournament, looking very strong for re-selection into the New Zealand squad. So they've got a wee campaign coming up in Warkworth, and I think it's Auckland as well, against Canada, just in preparation for the World Cup. And,
it's a couple of months away, 3 months away, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm not going to even try and pronounce the town that it's in, but you might have a better idea.
Was that is it Bhubaneswar in India?
Correct.
Yes, I've been there, and it's actually a nice, pleasant little place. The place that I did go to and that's nearby Bhubaneswar is less than pleasant, Cuttack, where we had a cricket test and got rained out in that part of the world. But we stayed in Bhubaneswar, and it was a very nice city close to the coast.
So yeah, the men's Black Sticks tour travel there in the middle of November. So with big high expectations, but tough time here, or tough couple of months in preparation for that tournament.
Yes, well, the players back out, so the clock is counting down for the restart, and they will have the whistle from the umpires in around 20 seconds or so as the players prepare to continue this game. Well, I would imagine that the Auckland coach would have been pretty busy. James Grant telling players that the end result is you can't tell them too much, can you? You've got to simplify it when you're in that situation.
I've just got to play hockey now. We've actually had an interesting change here from Canterbury. So young Louis Beckett coming out probably for his quite an important second half. So he's another young fellow that's off with the New Zealand 21 shortly. So Big George, the rig, stood down for the second half.
Yes, well, it keeps the pads on because you can't go back on if they need them. But,
Absolutely.
At the moment, Auckland have possession of the ball, but immediately concede that possession to Canterbury as they endeavour to play the long ball forward. There's Dawson, gets a free hit, taken quickly there by Auckland, played forward. That's a good ball too. Oh, not brought under control, and that's been a bit of the problem too. When you get a nice ball like that with a bit of space and not controlled by the man Crooks.
Yeah, that one needed to be brought under control. You just don't get that many opportunities.
4-0. Canterbury ahead in this bronze medal match.
So see the Canterbury here are really playing with a
free hit from off the foot. And again,
that's Will Mace just coming down the base. Long corner restart.
but again, some organisation about what they wanted to do.
Absolutely.
Whoop.
Error there from...
It's a bit untidy.
And,
so Auckland get an opportunity to start in Canterbury territory, and they do it pretty well too. Just on the 25, going around towards the right, laid off there for McGeorge, and again, just a little bit too loose. The idea was right, but they've turned over possession, and they're costly.
Oh, simple possession there.
So Canterbury will come out from the back again. Nicely forward. They too turn possession over as it's picked up there by Pancher, who sets off on a little run. Skillful player and gets the ball direct towards the top of the circle, but the cutout made effectively there by Ross. Canterbury quick into action. Laid it forward. There's Lane. Brings it under control. He's got 1 against 3. Hold on to the ball. He's got support. Plays it into a... No, he doesn't play it into a foot. I thought he might have, but he turned it over.
No, got it into the stick. That was Aaron Punch who made that tackle.
Yeah, I think he was just waiting for some support to come, wasn't he?
I think so.
Oh, there's Auckland. A little bit better now. Right across. That's a... Oh, again. Not controlled.
Yeah, and not an easy pass to actually.
No, because there was a bit of bobble on it, wasn't there?
And it was at speed, but better structure or better options from Auckland at the moment.
Here's Canterbury out of defence again. Connell down the right. Links up in centre field with Bryden, is it? No.
No, I don't know if it was. He's
Pollard.
It's Pollard, I think.
Pollard.
Pollard and Bain in front.
Auckland again, looking to try and get through. Meets an obstacle, which earns a free hit.
Canterbury unhappy with that decision. They put it straight to the feet of Auckland, and yet didn't get this big save from Shaw down the back. That was important.
Well, it's not an easy one either, because it was a lifted ball, you know, not too high, but just on the bounce. And that was the advantage of experience and skill from Bradley Shaw to get that clear. Oh, nice little intercept. Comes away, Canterbury, and a lovely ball forward. There's a chance for Bain. Got a bit of space. Looking for Lane. Can't find it. Bain and Lane. A good pair. And Auckland.
That was a good intercept pass from Auckland, because could have been a very well developed pass. So Canterbury again on their counter, just free for all at the moment.
Pollard gets it towards the circle. Chance there, laid off. Oh, nice bit of movement there, but Wakeling wasn't able to get it. But he's gone chasing after it. Back towards the circle. Once more, Canterbury looking to try and get into the circle. They do too, through the legs of an Auckland player, but they'll get a free hit and manage to clear their lines.
Yeah, that was a nice passage of play. I know what Bain was trying to do, and he's trying to be quite unselfish and give the guy with the forehand the opportunity, but never mind.
Dawson.
Well, Mace coming forward, nice intercept again.
diminutive little player. When you look at some of the hockey players these days, they're big, powerful men, some of them, aren't they? But he's not one of the biggest, Mace, is he?
No, he'd be. He's in the ilk of Selwyn Meister. And again, a young player just making his debut this year.
Good opportunities for them. Here's Auckland, 3-on-3, 4-on-3 now. They're looking for someone to get it to. They've got it inside the circle. Chance now, but cut out expertly.
Oh, look at the
And there's a big gap in centre field. So they had players forward, Auckland, but they couldn't quite make something from it. And Canterbury quickly out of defence, just waiting for the resources to arrive in centre field.
Yeah, Canterbury need to be careful here. They can't actually chop the ball up in this. That's what I was afraid of happening.
Yeah, well, it's starting to turn over a little bit more. Here's Auckland, nice attempt, but again, off the back of the stick, so free hit from umpire Bevan Nicol. Just to slow things down a little bit. That pace of play was a little bit quicker than they were experiencing earlier. Auckland again with the intercept, through between the legs. Chance now for Auckland, coming forward very quickly is Ishvar, but he gets deflected, goes over the back line for 16.
And again, that boring comment we were having to make, just the execution in the last pass by Auckland just isn't there. That was a simple pass, just missed.
Here's the ball cleared. Out towards the left to Ross. Back into centre field, cut out, or takes the foot, and here's an advantage for Canterbury. Chance there for the Canterbury on the reverse, Anderson. But goes over the back line. Dawson, he's almost a go-to man, isn't he, for Auckland. Does a good job for them. Very efficient, hard-working sort of player. There he goes, aerial towards the circle. Oh, there'll be a hold up there, yes. Two players going for it. One was going to have to get out of the way. So it was Canterbury who earned the free hit for that. Got to bring the ball under control before players can get within 5 metres.
Yeah, but we're going to see that change over time.
Well, the inconsistency of the decision-making at times is what causes me concern. You never know who they're going to blow.
Well, I think what you're finding, especially at this level here, they're blowing more danger than the actual literal 5 metre rule.
Yeah.
And that's the change, and it will be gone within a couple of seasons. You watch.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
So, again, that you would, if you're looking at danger, that's definitely danger.
Yes. Here's Dawson, bit of space. Takes it up towards the circle. Gets it onto a foot, so he'll get a free hit. But there's again some danger from Dawson, who's been a hard-working man. Once more, takes it towards the back line and gets nudged out of the way. He's probably a little bit unlucky with that one, I think.
Well, he had some good training there, Canterbury boy.
Yeah, well, he obviously played with the Canterbury rugby team a few times. Oh.
So Dawson was spraying the referee for exactly what we said was going on.
And he's got himself a card to match his shoes, green. Auckland still with the ball, reverse stick inside the circle. Back there to cover it is Spence. Newman loses possession. Canterbury again under pressure inside their own circle.
Yeah, equal to the task though. John Spence just taking the ball over the base.
Canterbury get a free hit, not taken from the right place, so come back and take it again.
Yeah, no, that's where we've seen a wee bit of inconsistency, because some of the teams are being allowed to move it, and then you take it one pace forward and you're away again.
Nice piece of work there by Auckland, but once more the defence is strong and organised. And they managed to get the ball clear across to the right wing side. Overhead wall.
Bain just not quite able to control that, but good effort. Canterbury need to actually just get some possession back here again. They've just allowed it to be turned over too quickly and putting themselves under pressure.
Yes, well, I mean, that's the slight difference in this half, isn't it? That Auckland have had a bit more possession. They haven't really been able to do anything with it, but they've been able to retain it a little bit better. They've got to get some way of getting through the powerful defence that Canterbury have. As the ball onto a foot, deflects away. That'll be a free hit. No advantage for anybody. It just rolls around centre of the field. to Punchia. Falls nicely there for McGeorge. Again, is Punchia. And he takes it with a bit of space, gets it towards, idea was right, across the top of the circle. But the player had to stretch to get it and wasn't quite accurate enough. And they've been the telling factors in this game. The accuracy of the pass from Canterbury, the organisation of their attacking movements has been just a little bit better than we've seen from Auckland. Here's Auckland again coming away down towards left wing side. They've remounted their attack pretty quickly. Nice piece of work too. Taken inside the circle, chance and penalty corner. Stick obstruction, it looks like.
Yeah, that's what they've called.
So that was Jacob Smith who played them. But again, more positive signs for Auckland.
Yeah. Well, this will
they're
be
creating the opportunities. Their first penalty corner, isn't it?
I think it is.
Yeah.
So, and they've actually penetrated that circle a number of times now without much reward. So, good on them.
Well, looks like the big man will come up and clatter the ball towards the keeper. That'll be the chance for Beckett to face a power hit. Harmy Jones is the man wearing number 22 for Auckland. And the strike is saved. Chance though, long corner.
That was great work from Darling, just coming out there and just shutting down the angle on the Auckland attack.
Still attacking though because of the long corner towards the circle. Deflection
Nice
onto the
save.
keeper, save from the keeper, and
I've got a feeling.
Free hit.
I've got a feeling we might have a reversal of the decision here.
yes.
Great save from Beckett, but unfortunately, I think he actually punched it straight down into the body of the Auckland player. So I would imagine it's going to be a penalty corner.
Well, they're just discussing it. How the other umpire could see that, I'm not too sure. He was a long way away, but we're going to see.
Yep.
Yes.
I thought
He did see it.
Yeah, I thought as much. It's probably a fair decision.
Why didn't they come and ask you? You could see it.
Yeah, we're not mic'd. Well, we are mic'd up, but we're not mic'd up to them.
They're probably happy about that. So-
I've been told in certain terms I've got to behave myself up here, so
okay.
I can't give too many comments, otherwise I'll never get a gig again from the umpires.
I don't care. So here we go again for another penalty corner for Auckland. A chance to get on the score sheet. They're down 4-0. 4 minutes to go until the end of the third quarter. And they've got a penalty corner. Here's Harmy Jones. Flicks it again. The keeper there. And another one saved. Not only from the penalty corner but also from the rebound shot. Auckland still coming forward inside the circle. Chance for them to have another crack at the goal, and defence is there pretty strong. Once more organisation in the defence for Canterbury, and they get the ball back down outside the 25.
Outstanding work from Jono Spence, just taking his time with the ball, a bouncy ball, and giving the opportunity for a support player to clear the net.
Dawson's back on. Canterbury back in possession.
And they just need to hold some possession. So
Just a quick telling off for the crudeness of that tackle.
yeah, he's possibly lucky he was still on the pitch because he came straight through the back of the player, and there is no attempt to play the ball.
Cross towards the centre of the park from Spence, but again it falls for Auckland. 3 minutes to go until three-quarter time.
So Auckland are waking up here. They are putting a lot more pressure back onto Canterbury, and you've seen some, and again you've seen. I think we'll see a little bit more input from the umpires as the tackles are becoming a bit harder and a bit more desperate.
Nice ball. Now they've got towards the circle. A flick around the corner off a defender over the back line. A penalty corner.
No, there's a foot outside.
Yes, I thought there was.
Yeah, just a wee foot out there. Darling's asking the question, but it wasn't him.
Yeah, well, of course they tend to have, the advantage applying, but often you don't want advantage. You'd much rather have the penalty corner.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but also, if it's just a silly little foot and you've got an opportunity to score a goal, you should still have a crack as the attack.
Well, then you have to look at how many times that actually occurs, doesn't it? Particularly against good defenders. Never mind, Auckland have got another.
You and I could
penalty
debate that
corner.
all day long.
We could do. We haven't got time. We might do it during the break.
So is Beckett going to be up equal to the chance? He's had 3 or 4 very, very excellent saves so far for the young man.
Well, there's a chance again for Auckland. And this one's different for Smith. Flicks it onto a stick and saved there by Canterbury. Brought around again by Auckland towards the circle. Once more, There's a good defender there, Ross.
Oh, that's a nice pass
clears
up
the ball
line.
down towards halfway. It is indeed. And Canterbury will come away through Bain. Bain linking up there with Niles and defended. Free hit though for Canterbury. Just gives Auckland a chance to number up in defence.
Nice counter attack though from Canterbury, just coming out on some desperate defence.
Connell. Across to the right side of the park. Played forward.
Again, that's Bradley Shaw just about on base.
Right wing.
Well, that's the advantage. That's your right overload, and that's the extra player you can't mark if you can get him up.
Canterbury got the long corner. Connell again. Looks as though he was trying to find a player in the centre of the park, but there was a deflection off a Canterbury stick and it went to Auckland. Here they come again with another chance to get towards the circle, just holding the ball, getting attackers up there. Got man inside the circle, they get a free hit. Panchia will come up and take the ball out towards the left. Sam Lane has to get back and try and defend. There's a bit of a squabble there between Dawson. Gets the ball inside the circle, gets a free hit just outside the circle.
Some desperate defence coming in from Canterbury here.
He's pretty industrious, that Dawson, though, isn't he?
Yes, he's in everything.
He's across the left side of the park now at the moment. Ball across to Fraser. Gets the ball past a stick. The ball is hit in the air. Free hit just at the top of the circle. Panchia must have known where the infringement occurred, so he's going to get the free hit just at the top of the circle. Wasn't there. Never mind. He's taken it. Bit of a dispute between a couple of players, and the umpires decided to say, well, you know where you've got to stand. You've got to be 5 metres away from the ball, and pushing and shoving doesn't work here.
Yeah, there's got to be a bit more man management in this last quarter, I'd say.
Auckland would like to use the last 20 seconds or so to get a goal. Here's Harley Jones inside the circle, but cleared away by...
Right, but he needed to put a bit more angle on that, because now he's given Auckland another opportunity to come in.
Inside the circle, Chance takes it towards the circle and round the defender. A penalty corner just on the Hooters, so they'll play the penalty corner. He's called it before the Hooter went. So they do get a chance. They've already started the clock for the gap, but they have to stop that.
So Canterbury, well, this must be their fourth penalty corner they're defending in this quarter.
Well, it just highlights the improvement in Auckland's attacking potential, isn't it?
Oh, they've certainly come back, tried to get back into the game.
So the team meeting, the powwow at the top of the circle. They've had a vote as to which option they will take. They've sent Kingstone to drag out. They've got about 4 options, it looks at the moment. I imagine it'll probably be...
I think they'll go for the drag again, to be honest.
Yeah. Harley Jones, perhaps. Here it is. No, that's right. And a chance for Panchia. Hits it, goal. A deflection and over the back line. That's the end of the quarter.
Another great defence from Louis Beckett in the net for the young man.
Yep, excellent job. So that's the end of three-quarter time, and Canterbury ahead by 4-0 as they take their 2-minute break, but a much better quarter from Auckland. They certainly showed some inspiration and some attacking potential in there we hadn't seen in the first half. And Canterbury were forced to use many of their skills to keep the game under control.
Well, I think they do have to go back to the young keeper coming into the net. He's kept Canterbury in that quarter. He's made 3 or 4 very, very excellent saves for a guy that's come on the half. That's his first match for the week.
Yeah, and it's probably the first time too that the keeper's been under real pressure. George Ennison was seldom under pressure in that first half, was he?
Oh, all his stuff was on the angle, and he was just able to shut that down. So Canterbury have to have a wee think now. You want to go through this next quarter and still remain goalless or clean net at the back, but they need to actually start putting some more pressure on that attacking net.
Indeed. 4-0 then. Canterbury ahead after 3 quarters of this game. Another 15 minutes to go in the bronze medal game. Hockey New Zealand and Wellington Hockey would like to thank the following sponsors and partners. Ford, the naming rights sponsor of the Ford National Hockey League. Vantage, principal partner of Hockey New Zealand. Educare, New Zealand Community Trust, Trillion Trust, Absolutely Positively Wellington City Council, and Wellington Hockey. And it's always great to have so much support. Anywhere around the country you go, you get that kind of support for this kind of tournament, and the sponsors gratefully appreciated by the sport. And I'm sure wherever you go in New Zealand, you will find a large team of people who are prepared to support the sport of hockey or any particular sport or code. Here's Canterbury with the restart, out towards the left, finding Wakely, still under control. There's a bit of pressure on too. They're starting to get a couple of men around the ball carrier now, Auckland.
Just a wee shepherd in there from Canterbury, so just Auckland restart.
Dawson flicked over the sideline, deep inside Canterbury territory. They're up there very quickly with a chance, taking the ball towards the back line, just holding it. Plenty of options there, and just faked as though he was going to give it the big tap, then gets the long corner. Here's Dawson with it. Out towards Harvey Jones. He knows only one way, the direct way, but it's cut out by Canterbury. Lane comes away with the ball, finds Bain. Good linking again with Lane. Takes it inside the circle. The defence is there, and they get a free hit though. And to take the hit is Pollard. Out towards the right. Connell towards the circle. Another free hit for Canterbury.
Good tackle from Auckland there on Connell. George moved the ball quite quickly after the restart, but again, Auckland just came up, took the ball, put it on his feet.
Army Jones.
Better start from Auckland, from Canterbury here, but
George. Nice little unload there from Fraser. It's Canterbury with the ball. Connell again under pressure of two defenders, but still manages to keep it under control. Gets a free hit. Top of the circle, plays it out towards Pollard, loses control. Chance though from Newman, and cleared away by Auckland, so defensive effort. Very quickly out of defence, the ball played out towards the right wing side. Who else but Bradley Shaw is there to make the interception and set Canterbury going again. Offloaded towards the left wing side. Jackson is there but can't bring it under control. Here's the hard working Dawson. Punchy out. Army Jones out left. Punchy out. Forward, not controlled by Auckland. There was Keeney. Overhead ball. Oh, again, not brought under control. Here's Lane again with space inside the circle. No, he doesn't keep it in. I think it's went over the back line. He just stretched to try and get it in to have another crack, but couldn't do so. Cleared quickly by Auckland. Down the left wing side. Here they come again, looking for attackers. There's not too many across the centre of the field. Find Kingstone. Kingstone looking for some support. Goes out towards the right. Keeps it under control. Then runs and gets it inside the circle. Chance deflected away by Connell. Still with Auckland though. Dawson goes out left. Chance again. On the reverse. It goes in the air. It'll be a penalty corner. Came off a Canterbury stick. Danger.
Yeah,
penalty corner.
Danger called early.
Before they could have a reverse swipe at the ball.
Oh, no, I think that was always under. But good pressure again from Auckland. I thought they would have given the right-hand side pass a wee bit earlier, but were able to recycle the ball and just keep the pressure on the Canterbury net. So this must be the fifth or sixth penalty corner Canterbury have had to defend this half. And we'll see if they're equal to the challenge.
Normal odds, you'd expect you'd get one, but the keeping has been strong. They've been fairly direct. There hasn't been too much subtlety about the attempts, apart from the one that Smith took. Let's see what can happen now, and it's
German.
And scores. So they finally got one. Was that Panchia?
I'm not sure who got that one.
He's got orange shoes on. No, it wasn't Panchea.
So, we definitely see him there. They set up, they bring the German in, swing it round. It just gives them that extra couple of metres inside the pitch.
So 4-1, and it's some consolation, I suppose, for Auckland. They'll now look to spend 11 minutes trying to get 3 more if they can.
And Canterbury got to be careful here. It's we've seen teams losing in the last minute on 2 consecutive days, so they've got to get the ball back and start getting some constructive attacks moving.
They're building one from the back. Kingstone. A strong game. Panchea. Down to Dawson. Challenge. Pushed over the sideline. They'll get a free hit inside. Do a little pushing from the sideline. Dawson. Towards the circle. Deflected off a foot. Penalty corner.
I think that was... who was that? Ross, was it? Yeah, I think it was Ross.
Yes.
Collected Ross's foot as it came in. Yeah, we're a bit disappointed about that because it was fairly soft.
Well, it's just given them another chance, Auckland. Right on top of the one they scored from, the confidence they will come from that, and we may well see them with a variation to the penalty corner theme, or will Harmy Jones come up again and try and power one home? He's standing there. Panchea is there.
Wouldn't be surprised if we see Jared come up for a straight poke. Or go again with the German. I mean, it was successful last time. But difficult to defend.
Well, here's the drag out from the back. Panchea, and deflected off a stick, cleared away. So that one didn't work. Panchea again. Dawson. Harmy Jones loses the ball. There's Lane coming away with it. Holds it in centre field, gets tackled, but plays the ball onto his own body, and immediately a free hit given away. Here's Canterbury. Connell. Ooh, left by Lane. He was obviously hearing the call. Was that Bradley Shaw?
Yeah,
behind him. Free.
He was sneaking up there.
9 minutes to go. It's 4-1. Auckland desperately needing quick goals. They've got one, but they need another 3 to force this game into a shootout. Here's Auckland with a chance, but they lose it once more. Played forward there for Jackson. Jackson holds the ball right to the back line, and then he flicks it back at field. Chance for Pollard. No. Over the back line.
Yeah,
again.
Missed opportunity off that right post. And,
Well, he was free, wasn't he?
Yeah, no. I think it was number 11, Summers, that could have just touched that in. It wasn't that fast. He'd be disappointed.
So here come Auckland again out of defence.
So Auckland now trying to get their men high. So, trying to stretch the Canterbury defence now.
Oh. Good sort of movement. I think it might have been Smith that scored the goal for them. He's back on the park.
Yep.
With the orange shoes.
Yeah, you said orange.
And once more have to build it up, but they haven't got a lot of time if they want to pick up the chances that they need. Here they come again. Played forward. Collision. Connell. Solid and stationary, but gets the free hit given against him with Keeney coming at him. Tall figure. The ball played towards the circle. Chance there for Auckland. Can't bring it under control. It's a long corner as it's deflected over the back line. Dawson. Harmy Jones. Back across to Panchea. Pegged back a little bit. Dawson looking for an opening. Loses it. Gets a free hit though. Almost has his stick taken off him by the defender, Niles. Yeah. 4-1. Canterbury ahead in the bronze medal match here. Ball played towards the circle. Chance again for Auckland. Shot a goal across the face of the goal.
How did he miss that stick?
Yeah, Smith was there. Couldn't get a deflection.
It was a great cross pass.
Tangle of defenders in there too. Doesn't make it easy. You've got to get round defenders. Wakeling taps the ball over the sideline with another player around him. Ball played into there, penalty corner.
Absolutely.
Auckland debating and disputing.
So it was quite clear, to be fair. It's the right decision. Canterbury was well clear of the 5. Doesn't matter whether they're inside the circle or not. Defender came inside the 5 and challenged them straight away. Penalty corner. There is no discussion. Dawson's lucky to be on the pitch at the moment after the sprain he's given everyone thereafter.
Well, you say no discussion, but there was quite a bit of discussion going on there. No change, I think was probably what you meant.
There will be no change on that one. It was the right call. Sometimes the defenders think they've got right away and they don't. You know, if the receiving player, regardless of the side, is clear 5, everyone's got to give. I mean, that's where we're talking about that that deception. But even on a danger rule, you'd probably go Canterbury's way.
Well, here's the penalty corner. It's Lane and scores. Low past the keeper, and there's a little bit of pushing and shoving going on there at the moment. It's Auckland protective equipment being dispersed back over the line, and Dawson, who is a bit hot-headed in this. He's already sat on the bench, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's already had a wee discussion
Green
about
card, yeah. Never mind, 5-1, Lane scores again, and that's a pretty straightforward penalty corner, isn't
Correct,
it?
yeah,
Low.
Yeah. I think he actually got a wee deflect on the first runner, so they changed the angle for the keeper, which doesn't help. But again, nice and strong, and at the keeper, and things happen. Oh,
free hit for Auckland, taken quickly towards the circle, can't get round a player, and loses control of the ball as he was trying to overdo the movement.
I totally disagree with that. There was absolutely no one there. No one there, and next thing we've got a penalty. So, you know, there's got to be a danger.
Ooh,
that's danger.
That's danger, straight into a player. George is the player. Just emotions coming to the fore a little bit at the moment. Happens a bit at top level sport, doesn't it?
Oh, well, we all like a bit of it.
They'll all be friends afterwards, won't they?
Well, there's Auckland Canterbury. Well, in saying that, half the 3 or 4 of the Canterbury players play in the local competitions in Auckland, so you know, the national squad players. So Lane, Newman, Bryden, Innocent, Niles all play in the Auckland comps and North Harbour comps, so they all know each other.
Well, here's Dawson again, inside the circle, past all and into the goal, but didn't get a deflection once more.
Okay, so 5 to go for Canterbury. Can they get another one? Can Auckland peg back another one?
Yes, well, winning chances have probably gone for Auckland, but they'd like to get some consolation, I'm sure, from their second half endeavours that have been much better than we saw from them in the first half. A great ball there, Newman towards the circle. Oh, and a reverse stick over the top of everything, up the bank and gone.
Lovely pass from Niles, and I've actually just clicked on that Jason Niles is actually named captain of the day, which is by the looks of the armband that he's wearing, which is a nice touch for the 100th cap.
Well, he might have taken it off Anderson when he got rid of the pads. Here's Auckland coming out down the left wing side. Close pressure by Connell. Auckland get a free hit, taken quickly towards the back line, held there, another free hit given. Not sure why that was, because they had possession of the ball. Probably could have played an advantage there. Now inside the circle. Cleared by Connell, powerfully up towards the right wing side. The scoreboard says it all. Canterbury 5, Auckland 1, and we're about 3 minutes to go. 3.5 minutes to go in this game as the clock counts down National Hockey Stadium in Wellington. Bronze medal match. Looks like it's going Canterbury's way. You'd be pretty hard pressed to bet on anything else at the moment. Here's Canterbury coming away with the ball. They just got to keep control of the possession and push forward. They've got 3 players running up the front. Chance here. The ball is played in towards the top of the circle, or nudge out of the way, and that's a penalty corner quite clearly.
No problem there.
Wakeling nudged in the back. I think it might well have been Harry who was responsible. But, there's no doubt about that one. He was given a solid shove. Down on his knees on all fours. Clock stops for the duration of the penalty corner. The meeting is planned. You'd be hard pressed to imagine other than Sam Lane having a crack at the moment with the success that he's shown, but they've got the options, the variety that is needed. Protective equipment is installed in the various places that it needs to be installed. Here's the drag out, and again it's Lane, and again scores low and to the right of the keeper.
Lovely.
Very, very efficient at the penalty corner is Sam Lane, and that was delightfully placed. Dragged low. I don't think there was a deflection there, was there?
I don't think there was a
straight
deflection.
in.
I was just looking just to see if Don Newman got it, but it was straight in the corner and straight out. Lovely goal.
6-1.
That'll put the game right out of contention now for anyone.
Canterbury have got the bronze medals around their necks. Here's the ball towards the circle. Once more the defence is too strong, and the ball cleared away by Canterbury very quickly down the right wing side. Connell comes forward with it. No, that's not Connell.
Niles down the
Niles.
ball carrying and finding, is that Payne down on the base?
Oh, comes off a deflection over the back line for a long corner.
Canterbury hunting for their 7th. They're not happy. They're going to have a crack.
2 minutes 39 to go as the clock counts down. People starting to arrive for the finals this afternoon. The women's final at 1:45 and the men's final at 4.
And while we're talking about the women's final, immediately after that final medal match, there's a special announcement from Hockey NZ dealing with some of the international programs. So,
Yes.
So obviously stay tuned for that if you are going away. We believe there's some really exciting news coming through.
And now for international hockey and for New Zealand sides, here's a chance to get the ball inside the circle. Dawson comes away with it and tries to reverse, but the ball gets out of his. Again, there's a collision, and umpire Lee Erskine has been called upon to make a few
I think it was
decisions.
Because, I think it was because he actually completely missed the ball and almost smacked a player, and there might have been a reaction thereafter.
Another card, is it?
Yep. Yeah, he's got a yellow.
Oh, well, that's his season over.
Yep. And I think the Canterbury supporters are ripping him quite unmercifully down here in front of us.
Yes, oh well. It's the way the game runs. You've got to meet some requirements of the rules. So they'll play the rest of the game with 10 men, but Canterbury won't worry about that. They're ahead by 6-1 in the last couple of minutes of this game. 2 goals were scored yesterday. Here's a chance for Canterbury. Goodness me. Bryden with an opportunity.
Yep, well, he'll pay for that later.
Oh, goodness. He's got a lot to answer for tonight, then.
He does indeed.
Auckland.
That's it.
Long clearance. It's a shot of frustration, I think, from the defence.
Yeah, I think it was just this clear. Let's get rid of this last minute.
So, 2 goals scored in the semi-final at this time of the period of the game yesterday, but I don't think we'll see that.
No, just Canterbury just got too much control of the match.
Wind the clock down. Pollard loses control of the ball, so Auckland will have it, and they can pretty much finish the 40 seconds if they're able to. Of course, a lot can happen in 40 seconds of the way this game moves. Panchi up.
I don't think...
Brought under control there by Canterbury, ultimately. Spence. Ross. Spence again.
And you just seen the control of
Right.
Canterbury, just
Yeah,
bringing it out
just
nicely.
hold on to the ball.
Small
Apart from that one.
games.
Connell.
Don't think it's going to matter with 10 to go.
No. 6-1. Auckland, free hit inside the circle, cleared away. Clock counts down, the hooter goes, and the bronze medal goes to Canterbury. And that was set up really in the first quarter. They just totally dominated the first quarter. And apart from Auckland in the third quarter, who showed some real fight and some attacking prowess, they weren't able to break the hold that Canterbury had. 6-1. I'm not sure that happens quite often in Auckland Canterbury games. That is a big score, but the end result is that Canterbury are third placed in this championship, the Ford National Hockey League, and Auckland will have to go away and just commiserate with themselves and each other. They've been outplayed 6-1.
I think that's a fair comment.
So the game comes to the normal phase where the handshakes and friends are remade that have been lost through the collision area in the game, and the players will go and perhaps have a celebratory drink. Hockey New Zealand and Wellington Hockey. I'd like to thank the following sponsors and partners: Ford, the naming rights sponsors of the Ford National Hockey League; Vantage, principal partner of Hockey New Zealand; Educare, New Zealand Community Trust, Trillion Trust, Absolutely Positively Wellington City Council, and Wellington Hockey. That is the end of the bronze medal game. There are 2 games left to be completed. The women's final starts in about half an hour's time at 1:45, and the men's final will be at 4 o'clock. Stay with us throughout the afternoon. We'll have coverage of those games here at the Ford National Hockey League.